Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. Now it's real time, sponsored by the Mill Casino.
Welcome back, everyone. For the first time here in our Outdoor GPS studio, we have John Kaiser Jr. He is the owner of Tenacity Outdoors. John, it's nice to see you in my studio, sir. It's good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. How's your Christmas go? How's 2024 go?
Pretty well. You know, Christmas was good with the family. Hope yours was as well.
It was good.
Just kind of taking some downtime to get the boat ready for spring.
Well, spring, heck, you got a winter fishery. I know that you spend time taking veterans and anybody, for that matter, out on the water. And that first fishery that we have is above Bonneville for sturgeon. And I know that you get in the middle of that mess. Are you looking forward to that this year?
This year, I'm not taking my boat.
Okay.
For a 2, maybe 3-day fishery. I'm gonna go and help out a buddy of mine that just started his guide business.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to let my boat stay in storage until spring.
All right. I can understand, because it can get pretty hectic up there. I know you fished it the last handful of years, and it just disappears just like that.
It's a lot of effort to get up there, taking deposits from clients. Then if the weather turns to crap and everybody's got to cancel, you got to refund. I'm glad there's people that are willing to do it, but this year I'm just going to go enjoy fishing for me.
All right. I get it. Tell everybody how Tenacity Outdoors got started, how long you've been doing it, and what kind of prompted you to start guiding for the first time.
Well, this will be our 3rd year, or no, 4th year as a business.
Gotcha.
And then I spent about 10 years taking veterans fishing through nonprofit work. And when I switched from Veteran Outdoors in Texas to Salmon for Soldiers here in Washington to cover their own interest liability-wise, they're like, hey, you got to go get a guide license if you're going to take people out under our name this much.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense.
And luckily, Flagship Maritime in Tacoma at that time took the GI Bill since Skip was retired from the Navy, so that worked out great.
Gotcha.
And hopefully the new owners that are taking it over now do also, because I probably wouldn't win if I didn't have it covered by Uncle Sam.
Okay, I got you. And you initially started just taking veterans out. You wanted to get folks out just like yourself that served our country, which, by the way, thank you very much for your service to our country.
Sure.
We appreciate that. That's how it started, but now it's morphed into a business as well. You're taking veterans out, but you're getting everybody out when they have the opportunity to get out with you.
Yeah, now we're a business first, and I'm a horrible businessman, so I give away a lot more than I probably should, but as long as we keep the lights on, I'll probably keep doing it.
Yeah, makes sense. Your favorite fishery, what do you kind of focus on? What's your fishery that you get most of your time in on?
You know, I would say, my favorite is also my most stressful, probably Drano.
Drano? Yeah, stressful? Yeah, I can see that. Are you playing around in the toilet bowl?
Yes.
Yeah, that's stressful. Yeah, no doubt about it. But you love that. You're a Washington guide. You spend most of your time over there. But you're fishing in Oregon as well. I know that you spend a lot of time in the Channel and on the Columbia. How was your spring chinook season this past year?
You know, we did well at Drano. The Columbia was real late to get fired up. We spent a lot of time running a long ways downriver. Yeah. Found a few. And then we had to get a little adaptive in the Multnomah Channel to cover the gap from when the Columbia closed to when Drano opened.
Sure, okay, I got you. How did how did the Channel treat you? I know it was tough for myself.
It was a struggle. I got to the point where I didn't really want to do guided trips. I was just taking veterans out, like, hey, help me out with gas.
Sure.
Like, I'm not going to charge you, just give me something.
Yeah.
And once a buddy kind of clued me in on what to change up, we did start finding success, and then I think we did one guided trip, but
gotcha.
It was not what we hoped for.
No, I think everyone would say the same thing. It was a very struggle, to say the least, for springers this year, no matter which part. Although Drano definitely was productive, but stressful if you were unaware. And it's easy to get a hold of John, Tenacity Outdoors. You can find him online and, of course, on Facebook if you're one of those folks. But there's a number of reasons why to get out with him. If you're a veteran, get out and go do some fishing. If you want to get out with a veteran and learn from John on how you can chase some of these fish around, there's a number of different ways you can do it. When do you actually start? So are you one of the guides that likes to get started early? Do you kind of wait until the season gets into full swing, or what do you like to do?
For springers, I'll start doing shakedown trips towards the probably end of the second week of February.
Right.
And then I'm usually trying to start booking my guided trips somewhere between March 1st and March 7th.
Okay, so you're not out there early, you know, just swooping,
I used to be
dudes.
that guy. I've given up on being the one to catch the first unicorn. I'll let somebody else go get that.
I don't blame you. All those years and up to last year, I've made the commitment. I'm going to spend a lot more time this year chasing steelhead a little bit longer. I get it, man. You start burning a bunch of fuel and a bunch of bait for not a lot of fish or not a lot of opportunity.
Well, and if I'm charging clients, I want to know they've got a reasonable
chance
expectation of chances.
Yeah. And everyone appreciates that, especially clients that are paying you. They appreciate that.
It's a horrible feeling when you're just grinding it out and you're like, come on, something's got to happen, and you're throwing everything you can think of. You start changing stuff. It's like,
and that's the way it is. It's the struggle's real, isn't it?
And you can always tell when you have clients on the boat who is a fisherman and they're there to fill the freezer.
Yeah.
The ones that are fishermen, you could be like, man, I don't know what's going on. Like, it should have been here yesterday. Like,
or last week.
And they're like, hey, it's fishing.
Yeah.
And other people are like, what happened?
Right.
It's like, I don't know. Got to figure it out now.
Well, we have a pretty decent viewership here on GPS. A large portion of that are veterans. And I know that I've had a chance to interview a number of different folks from different organizations for a number of different reasons, but we always run into the same, maybe not situation, but run into the same scenario where there's veterans out there that don't want to reach out, that they'd like to get out and go do something, they maybe just don't know how. For those that might be out watching, you being a veteran yourself, and I know that learning from Cash, that you've had a number of ways that you've been able to help yourself getting other veterans out, also service dogs that are obviously good friends and do a number of things for you. But for those folks that are out there watching, that might be like, this isn't really going to help me if I'm struggling with things. What might you tell them to say, listen, just come on out for a trip and just kind of see what happens?
You know, it's why I started doing it. Mm-hmm. I found it as getting back to something I loved before the military, before combat, before getting injured in combat.
Sure.
And once I started to see the benefit on me, then I saw one of my brothers that was struggling and had him come down for a weekend. And did it fix all of his problems? By no means.
Sure.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But he was lighter at the end of 2 days of fishing.
Yeah.
Like, you could see, if nothing else, 2 days of nothing else matters. Fishing was fun.
Right.
And he'd never done it because he was an East Coast guy before the military put him in Washington.
Right.
So that first salmon and we were bank fishing at the time. So watching him light up and then seeing him kind of keep that. But it also creates a network of all the people he met in the process of doing it.
Sure.
And so that's why we support Northwest Battle Buddies. We support the Fallen Outdoors. We're happy to have Hero Fence as a sponsor because they share our passion for giving back to the veterans in the community.
Mm-hmm. Which is by all means something that needs to be done, and we do the best we can to try to get that out there. And I know that you're in the front lines of that. And I know that there's a lot of folks out there that are watching that have fished with you, because we've gotten their messages here that appreciate you getting them out and having some fun.
It's my own therapy, and if it helps somebody else, if nothing else, spark this was fun, but it's not my thing.
Sure.
Maybe they'll go out and find their thing.
Sure. And there's a number of ways to do that. And it's a good start. Hooking up with John, getting out, having some fun, having some fish when things get said and done, because it turns out you're pretty good at it. I mean, if they're around.
We're consistent.
Okay, I've been told
getting
that.
Better.
The cookie lady, who's also a veteran, gets a chance to get out there and have some fun. He brought some cookies in for me this morning as well. Karen, thank you for that. We're going to cut to a break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with John Kaiser from Tenacity Outdoors. We'll be right back.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by Chevy Silverado and the impressive Turbo Max engine. Flex your muscle with the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Official truck of Outdoor GPS.